So I think the big thing that we can say to y'all watching right now is from a screenplay perspective, give your main character a want. That's the plot engine. And I felt where this started to peter out for me. It's always so awkward. We always got to start on camera too. But hey, welcome to the Kinolime Podcast. I'm John Schramm here at Kinolime.
Bring me in.
Jack, I'm pointing. Go ahead, do it.
Say it.
No, you do it. Say your name.
I'm not doing it, man.
Jack, I'm pointing. Go ahead, do it.
Say it.
No, you do it. Say your name.
I'm not doing it, man.
It's D. Murray,
There you go.
CE here at Kinolime. Welcome. We have an amazing show today. We're here to talk about The Bride! Exclamation point. The Bride had the streak of Warner's, I think, was it 9 in a row, 10 in a row?
Yeah, it was like almost everything since, Mickey 17, maybe,
Probably.
had been a number one
hit for
acclaimed,
WB.
Making big money.
Yeah.
Everything had been great.
Pretty bleak numbers, though. Let's get into the numbers. I think it was 18.9 maybe worldwide. I think domestically it was 7 or 8. It was quite low.
Super low, yeah.
So that doesn't, I mean, again, Christian Bale, Jessie Buckley is going to maybe win the Oscar. Is it this Sunday?
Yeah, man, it's coming up.
All right.
It's coming right up.
Or next, whenever it is. It's coming up soon, but she may win. I mean, Jake Gyllenhaal, you have Penelope Cruz, Gyllenhaal's husband, Peter Sarsgaard is in it. So, like, great cast, but, like, it didn't really hit the mark. And then we went through the IMDb numbers, which was, I think it's a 6.0 as we stand now. The Metacritic scores, 55. The cinema exit score, C+. Just overall, we can, besides the high art of it, audiences were not really loving it, nor really critics.
No, it's the type of movie that, I, in a lot of ways, like, while I was watching it, a part of me, it felt like I was watching Megalopolis again.
Yeah.
Where I'm like, I just love that every single big, maximalist attempt that can be made in a movie is being made.
Yeah.
And none of it's really working. I don't really know what it's trying to. It seems like it really has something to say. I am unsure what that is.
Which we'll kind of get into, but we'll talk. So Warner Brothers' streak has ended. With this now, let's talk about the Warner Brothers side of it all.
Well, in a lot of ways, I hope this is not with, Paramount taking over, the Ellisons taking over. I hope this is not like the last hurrah of like a massive swing. Because if you really contextualize what this is, this movie, it's the exact type of movie that Hollywood doesn't want to make and is a textbook for why. But it's the type of movie that really should be made.
Should be made, and we should celebrate why it got made. It's here in New York, 500 businesses I was read that were involved, like tax credits. It was, filmed here in the States.
Yeah.
This is an original film, right? Like, come on. This is like what we should be doing.
Exactly, and it's not even just like the great surplus of all that, but just creatively as well as, again, this is why Pam Abdi and Mike DeLuca almost got fired. At least that was like the rumblings in like Zaslav's camp before Sinners, because this is the type of stuff they were doing. They were giving a filmmaker who, was a great actress, Maggie Gyllenhaal, but she had made one movie that was like really critically acclaimed during COVID.
$5 million.
Made for a few $million. Let's give you $80 million to make your feminist rendition of like Mary Shelley and a crazy original take on
Bonnie
Frankenstein
Clyde,
with big musical numbers, and just really do whatever you want and let's see if it works.
We see this all the time, though. It's like the ideas are there, right? But it's like it's so hard to wrap them together into a cohesive story or a film that works, right? Like we love, like I'm sure. I didn't see the second Joker, right? But huge swing, right? Like a musical, like Folie à Deux. It's just
totally didn't work.
Didn't work. So, but big ideas, big ideas here, and we'll kind of get into the story of why it didn't work. But D, what stood out to you as like the main issue in The Bride?
At least to me, I kept watching, trying to figure out like what's really the tone of this. What is it trying to say, and like where does any one scene really connect to the next? I couldn't tell if it was trying to be natural born killers, if it was trying to be Bonnie and Clyde, if it was trying to be like a Frankenstein movie I've seen before. It just kind of felt so all over the place, and like I truly like did not know what was ever going to come out of anyone's mouth, what the next scene would be. And that sounds like really exciting, but you know,
think that's good.
For 2 hours of that, if there's really, again, kind of like what happened in Megalopolis, like if there's 2 hours of just how can I explode every idea I have without really grounding it in characters, it does after a while just feel like you are watching a mosaic of madness.
Yeah. Mosaic of Madness. That's like a
Mosaic of Madness. Yeah,
it's like a cool band name.
Yeah, it's worth watching. I think this movie's worth watching just for.
No, I just like the name Mosaic of Madness.
Yeah,
that could be a band name.
Yeah, that should have been the name of the movie.
Dude, that's
Mary
great.
Shelley's Mosaic of Madness.
I'm gonna write that down. Mosaic of Madness. Look at you.
Look at that, man. What about you?
That's fantastic.
Was there like while you were watching it, like any sort of kind of thread?
Well, I'm gonna talk macro for a second. So I think the problem with The Bride on a larger scale is you're doing period horror, which is incredibly tough, but also incredibly awesome, right? So like Nosferatu comes to an example of a film that does it well, right? Sans a star. There's no real big Hollywood actor or actress that's like, you know, people are gonna go rush to see, but it just did it well and you deliver on that expectation. I think with The Bride, when I first saw the original trailer, somebody was telling me in LA, like, oh my God, like I can't wait for The Bride. I'm just like, I saw the trailer and again, I just like, nothing really like grabbed me. So I'm like, obviously seeing the film, it doesn't deliver really on the premise, or not, I should say the premise of like, you're thinking it's maybe period horror, but is it a unique spin on Frankenstein? But we're kind of Frankensteined out. And so I think from the outside looking in, that is the biggest issue with The Bride. It's like, you're going, like, who are you making this movie for?
Yeah.
Is it like young feminist, you know, liberal moviegoers? Is it the like hardcore horror fans? Like, I don't know. And you shouldn't make a movie for an audience base, but I think if you're like, why so low on the box office? You know, look, I mean, is Christian Bale's star fading? I mean, Jessie Buckley is like just starting her career, right? In terms of being like a name in the household. Totally. In the name in the household, right?
Yeah.
So that was my biggest issue from the get-go is like, well, what is this thing? This mosaic.
Yeah.
You know, which is fine, but it like didn't, if you're gonna have many things, like period, horror, like do one of them well, like punch through one of them. And I don't think it did that.
I agree.
At all.
And I think it also kind of highlighted as I was watching kind of what you're saying, like how hard it can actually be to execute like whatever elevated horror means. I know like I and most people hate saying that. And it's not really horror, but just like elevated, like again, what is this, John? Like I don't know what this thing was.
It's a Frankenstein monster of ideas. Oh my God.
Look at that. That's your mosaic of madness right there, man. Yeah.
Yeah, but you're right. And I think this is the problem I have with current Hollywood, is that you have the set production designer, I think, from some big movie that I'm not remembering. Anyway, the production designer is like Oscar nominated. You have the DP from Joker. You have, Maggie had every, you know, head of department that you could imagine, like the dream team of, you know, costume design. Maybe it was costume design I was thinking of. But regardless, like, you had the best of the best. And if you don't have a story, your movie comes out to be The Bride. Like, I'm sorry to say, like, I'm not trying to poop on Maggie, you're amazing, but that's the issue. There's no story here. And like, we're gonna get into this right now because I think that's, to me, the issue. You had every ingredient to make a fantastic film. Like, you know, and what happened? Just there's nothing on the page, like from the get-go. But let's talk about the story part of it. What, from a screenplay perspective, did you find this either like did well, didn't do well?
Yeah, I guess for me the thing that was the most frustrating for me was like this. There was maybe like 5 or 6 of them. They were concentrated into kind of like 2 or 3 separate B stories, but this kind of supporting cast that is just following a step behind our 2 heroes.
The bumbling cops.
It was like the bumbling cops, the mad scientist, the other bumbling cop that like, I'm kind of still unsure, like he gave like this kind of monologue
about his.
He had slept with her, and the crime family, There's just
a whole other thing.
This
guy, he shoots the guy in the head, and then that's it.
Jake Gyllenhaal. There's this ragtag group of guys.
That is the problem.
Well, yeah, exactly. There's a ragtag group of guys behind them that essentially, for the most part, are just serving to kind of tell us what we just saw.
Yeah.
I never really felt like, even up to the climax, without any spoilers here, I never really felt like the conflict from any of those characters really reared to a head or really impacted the story of these characters in any meaningful way.
And you mentioned before about the guys, that's another thing. Were there any good guys, males in the film? I found that to be another dig, which we'll kind of get into sort of the messaging of it all. In terms of male characters, they all seem to be shady or this or that, but...
Well, everyone's shady. Is there a single character that's not shady in this movie?
Well, I think the female scientist was pretty... was that Annette Bening? She was great.
She was really shady. What do you mean?
You thought she was... What was she doing?
She dug up a dead lady's corpse to revive her to be a sex slave for Frankenstein.
But do you think But did she believe he wanted to be... She was talking about loneliness?
Yeah, he said, I need someone...
Oh, he said I needed intercourse.
No, everyone was horrible.
Okay, so I'll take that comeback. Everybody was shady.
Yeah, everyone was shady, and I think that's fine, but again, there didn't really feel like any, except maybe Penelope Cruz's character,
no, she wasn't
felt
shady, yeah.
But again, that character, again, it was it almost felt like she was a sleeper cell waiting to be activated, where everyone's discrediting her because it's 1930s Chicago and she's a female detective. And then this guy's I can't do it anymore. Take my badge.
And that's another, exactly.
Awesome.
Exactly, I know. And then she's I'm the detective. But
I'm the detective now. Check out my badge.
It's interesting, too, because, who is the main character also, right? It is the bride, but yet it's through Frankenstein's POV early on. And then he kind of, So I think the big thing that we can say to y'all watching right now is from a screenplay perspective, give your main character a want. That's the plot engine. And I felt where this started to peter out for me was, one, I didn't really buy Frankenstein's want to have a bride in because he was lonely. I didn't buy it. And I think I didn't buy that in early on. So fine, you can tell me you're lonely, but you're watching movies by yourself. But I didn't really buy that. But besides that, after we can get past and she's revived, what is the want? What are we going for? What is the plot engine of your movie? And it doesn't have to be we got to save the day or we got to rob the bank, but they need to be moving towards something, right? Bonnie and Clyde, or we're moving towards something in, the Warren Beatty film. This, they were just kind of all right, we're just going to go to the club and dance, and then we're going to smash some skulls, and then we go on the run. It just felt like there wasn't a drive. What did the bride really want?
Yeah, I felt I guess to answer that, the parts of the movie that really stuck with me and I found pretty striking were the scenes where it was, the bride and Frankenstein, Christian Bale, trying to kind of figure out who they are now. And
that was okay.
I found all of that stuff really great. And then again, for the most part, I think all of those great scenes, the conflict would arise from, a man trying to sexually, for the most part, sexually assault the bride, right? And the entire movie is her being essentially objectified and thrown away.
Sure.
And then, that is what this character, this Christian Bale Frankenstein character, that's what he wanted from her. And I do think that there's a really...
But yet she loved him at the end?
Well, there's a really fascinating story in there. And I feel without the Mary Shelley kind of flashbacks, kind of nots, and without all these side characters, I think you could have a really amazing story about this monster who again wanted to make another one to use, kind of seeing the horrible conflict that comes from people using her, and then actually kind of by the end their relationship together was really complex and beautiful, and then we just kept cutting to all these people I didn't care about, talking about these things I already saw.
Screenwriting tip
Screenwriting
tip number 2 for the show. Bing! Cut back your unnecessary subplot and characters, right? That we can agree on. If you were to strip back this to its core. Like, what are you trying to say? Like, Maggie, what are you trying to say in the screenplay? You know, and then you can build that out. But that comes from a drive and a want of the characters. Like, put the two characters together and then let the magic happen. But having all these extra things, you know, happen. Like, again, we bring up the Jake Gyllenhaal of it all, right? Like, this Fred Astaire character that Bale's kind of in love with, but like, for what? Like, they go see him and then he like has a little freak out dance and then that's it. They like shoot up the place and then they kind of bounce and that's it. There's like, he's done.
That to me was actually like the only side character I found gripping, which is like that guy, at least to me, it was like that's what Frankie like that, like watching this guy on screen allows him to feel human. It's like, that's me.
I guess, but then like it doesn't go anywhere. Like that's why my point is like you can put it in, but like follow it through. You know, because it kind of like he dips out. Like I think halfway through the movie.
Yeah, and it was also extraordinarily convenient in so many ways.
Yeah.
But yeah, I agree. Again, like what you were saying, I feel like there was a big lack of like what is our actual want and goals and what journey do we want to go on?
Yeah.
And if you had that, and maybe if it was leading towards, I want to be in a movie, I want to meet him.
Something, like it was obsessive. Like I just, I don't know why there's a movie that'll come to me about, it's like, it's a road trip movie. At the end of the day, they want to get somewhere and get to the thing that eventually like maybe disheartens them. But with this, a test that I do is I'll take a screenplay, right, for example, and if I'll flip to any random page and I'll stop at like 71. And like after reading it, if I don't care about the character, not even just care about like having a question resolved, like will they get to the thing? Will they find the thing? Will they accomplish the thing? Will they solve the answer to the thing? If I don't see that on any like random page, then if I don't feel it, then like I know the script's not working. And I did that for The Bride. Like there was a minute mark where I'm like, do I care here? I just didn't care. I don't know what she was really going after towards the third act. Like, what was it? Do you know what I'm trying to say? Like, I didn't care.
It was like all these characters
she was
finally
dope.
caught up
Jessie
to
Buckley
us.
Was great. Her routine, like the costume design, amazing performance. I just didn't give a shit, like at all. And I wanted to.
Yeah, it felt like we were waiting to find out what this story was about.
Yeah, like,
and then it ended.
Yeah, then it ended.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just didn't like your third act, right, should be the culmination of everything that you're a character from an external and an internal come to a head, right? What their growth has been throughout the film is going to be tested. I don't know why, like, that's coming to me is Scent of a Woman. For some reason, it keeps popping in my head for this talk. It's probably because it's a two-hander, and the Chris O'Donnell, character who has the boarding school backstory, and then it culminates at the end, and everything that he's learned from Al Pacino has been tested in this great like courtroom drama, and then Al Pacino's growth is tested, and he sticks up for him. It's just wonderful. It's like a wonderful climax. And different tone, I get it, but here, like, I don't know what we're building towards. Like, what are we saying? Like, again, your third act should mirror what are you trying to say, right? In Scent of a Woman, he's trying to be like about ethics and morals and blah, 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 blah. What is Maggie Gyllenhaal saying at the end of this when she gets, spoiler alert, shot in the laboratory? Like, what is it about? We went on this journey for what? She's like, I love Frankie, and that's it? Not really. What is she saying?
Yeah, I mean, I'm like, that's a tough thing for me. And like, that's, again, it just suffers from megalopolis syndrome where like, if you just showed me an individual scene from this movie, if you just put every scene in like you shuffled every scene and threw me one, I'd probably be like, that's awesome.
Beautifully shot, framed. Maggie took great detail. For every shot was pristine.
And everything. There are really cool, again, there's what this is, and it's why a big part of me kind of loves it, even though I don't like it as a movie, is it is, by all accounts, a big swing in terms of budget. It's crazy performances. It is just, it's madness that doesn't really work. And like, in a lot of ways, it's why Hollywood's suffering with original films is like, we actually need more of these. Like, we need more big swings that don't work so that we can get these like, more leeway to get these big swings that do. Like, if every big, awesome original swing worked, then that's all we'd be getting.
Yeah, but
like,
I agree with you, but again, I don't know why. Now, I don't want to be like the guy that's like, well, in yesteryears, things were different, because they weren't, but it's just gluttonous to me.
It totally is.
You get every perfect head of department that you want, which is fine, unlimited, you have a budget, but it's still quite a high number budget for this type of film. And there's just, the stories just lack, again, you can't tell me you read the script and you're like, oh my God, totally get it. She's just she just goes apeshit for the whole movie for an apparent reason. Yeah, I get she was abused and I appreciate that, but it doesn't go anywhere. It stalls.
Yeah, I mean,
like Marty Supreme, again, coming to my head for some reason. Liked it, I didn't love it, but it was saying something, right? Like his third act was saying something. I mean, you understood Timothée Chalamet's ambition to want to play and beat the guy, right? And there was a drive. The whole movie's about that drive,
100%.
right? So, I don't know. And that movie worked. People went out to go see that. I just feel like with this, it was too high art. Probably too much Frankenstein we've had, because Del Toro's movie was awesome. That movie's so good. Del Toro's Frankenstein's so good.
They probably put this in production and then they looked. They're like, oh man, really? We're screwed.
Is there anything screenwriting tip-wise that you want to give to the audience here?
I think for me too, probably what makes kind of identifying what this movie is about so difficult is, again, after Frankie pretty much decides to, find a bride and find someone, and, Jessie Buckley comes back to life. Again, the rest of the movie is, for the most part, them running and reacting to the world around them. There's very few choices being made. It's why this film's climax, I kind of couldn't believe when the movie ended, just because, again, after essentially they're together, they are just reading and reacting to the world. I would have loved to kind of see a real worldview kind of come together for these people. And again, a real goal that they strive, and maybe they fail and they find themselves through that. They find themselves, but it's mostly just through running.
And I think, again, the film that it's trying to emulate is one of the films it's trying to emulate is Bonnie and Clyde, the Warren Beatty version. And you they have goals. There's also real loss of the Gene Hackman character, I remember dying, right? And it was trying to push it and do one more heist and one more thing. There's always some sort of character choice of progression and showing how deep the Warren Beatty character was going. And I think it was Faye Dunaway, right? She got wrapped up in it, so it's like a fish out of water story. So here, it was just two monsters, roaming around, kind of, like you said, not making choices. That's screenwriting tip number 3 for today is have your characters make choices, because that's going to make it interesting for us to see what will be the outcome of that. But your characters need to make choices, so therefore the audience, right? Well, not even the audience, the story can pivot. And we talk about this a lot with the but therefore rule, right? The South Park. It's just brilliant. And this felt like an and then film.
It totally
and then this happened, and then that happened, and then there wasn't well, they go here, but therefore this, and therefore that happened. It didn't happen. And we're gonna post a link to that, South Park.
When they're at the
I think it's fantastic. I want everyone to go watch. If you're watching this podcast, we're gonna put a link in the description for the but therefore rule from South Park. It's fantastic when they went to It was at NYU, right?
I don't know. It was probably one of those. Either
I'm just gonna say
maybe Chapman. I think they work out of there.
But that is a reason why this stutters and just peters out to me. It just was it went off with a whimper.
Yeah,
and then they revive him at the end, and I'm just oh God.
If you do watch it, or you have, I think, especially if it's a movie that doesn't inherently work, I think that a great thing to kind of do as you watch, when you think back on it, is think back to the moments where you really did feel something. Because there are some just amazing, strong scenes in this, where at least for me, I really did feel for these two. Try to hone in on what is working in this, because I do think there's a lot that does. And the reason why I was so frustrated by the end of this movie is, again, I think this movie went through reshoots. I think there was a few different cuts of this. Well, I am sure there's a great movie in there.
So I think what I heard was that Maggie She didn't do this on her first film when she had test audience feedback. I think she had a lot of test audience feedback here, implemented the notes, and this could be another, again, very apropos, Frankenstein monster. I wasn't in the room. I don't know what was said, the notes, but if you're taking all the notes from everyone, you're implementing all the notes, then you're going to have, like, your original vision is going to get lost, right? And I think that's what I struggle with a lot, to be very honest with you, as a writer, is when to take a note, right? And I think you just got to feel it in your gut. I've learned to, like, listen to know what's good, what's not good in terms of notes. That's why I love getting my screenplay out to, like, I have like 5-7 friends that I really respect, and I'll get all their notes. I'll listen to every note, but I just, my inner gut, like, can sift through and, like, because I think I know what I want to say, but I don't know, if you're hearing test audience reactions like, pull back on this, put more of that, and you do that, then you get sort of this Frankensteinish monster, right? And I don't know. It's like, again, I love the originality, I love the visuals, I love the swing. It's nepotism at its finest.
Oh my God, it's like her husband, her brother, all her friends. Are her
parents still producing? They were big producers?
That would be hilarious. Yeah, I mean, this is just a blank check for the Gyllenhaal family.
But it's okay. Nepotism's fine. Nepotism's fine. Everyone's got to get their shot, right, I guess?
Yeah, as long as you have someone that's already successful in a business, everyone's
getting leg up. But they're fine filmmakers. Her first movie was fantastic. Go see The Bride. We want to hear from you. I personally want to hear, how would you fix The Bride? And maybe we'll do a little contest. We'll give away something. Like, let's everyone go in the comments. Hit us up with your fixes for The Bride. What would you do? Give me 3 things you would do to fix The Bride. And if we find the best one, we'll throw you guys something, whether a shout out or we'll give you something here from Kinolime.
There's a great movie in here.
Yeah,
there definitely.
Find us the great movie of The Bride. I don't know why I did like The Bride, like I was a zombie, but like go find us The Bride. Find us how to fix us. We want to hear from you. But those are our like 3, 4. I think we had 3 and plus a bonus screenwriting tip. Yeah. Hopefully, you learned something today, and go support original movies.
Please do. Again, hopefully you really like it. I think there's something here.
Yeah, it also went up against Hoppers, too.
I know. Right? A great Pixar movie.
They're back.
My girlfriend's seen it twiys.
Pixar's back.
She's seen
I didn't love the trailer, but like the concept is great, which we'll get into.
I want to see Hoppers, but now that my girlfriend's already... I'm a grown man. I can't go to Hoppers by myself.
I'll go.
You know what I mean? Is that even worse? 2 grown men with no child seeing a Pixar movie together?
We'll go see
the midnight screening of Hoppers?
I love it. But John Trem here from Kinolime.
Danny from the same company, actually.
We'll speak to you soon.
Yep. Thanks so much.
Bride.